Brittany, hi there. I have to say, first and foremost, when I started shuffling cards for you and was like, okay, I'm getting ready to do this video and do this reading for Brittany, um, I was just like very overcome with some super intense kind of energy. So I hope you're doing well. I'm having a little LaCroix tonight. I got super baked before I did this reading, I'm not gonna lie. And I didn't mean to get that stoned, but it just sort of happened that way. So apologies in advance for any of that weirdness. But yes, so I hope that you're doing okay. I haven't really talked to you in a few little whiles, because that's a thing. That's a measurement of time. Sorry, let me turn off that noise machine. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle cards for you, and just wanted to let you know, hi, hello, I'm here to do your reading for you, and I'm so happy to be doing that for you. And thank you so much for your patience. I think it would be an understatement to say that the world is really crazy right now, and it's, I think, really affecting everyone on a personal, and like insane fucking level. I think it's been just nuts, honestly. And I'm sure you feel a lot of that as well. So thank you for bearing with me. For the longest time, my YouTube videos were just not uploading at all. Like, I would get things going and I would do a reading, and then I would be uploading it or try to be uploading it for like ages and ages, and it would just never successfully go, and I was trying it like multiple times. It was just all these roadblocks. Okay, and that's kind of the energy I'm getting right now too. So roadblocks, things that are getting in your way, things that are like holding you back. And if those things are worth the place that they have in your life or in our lives, the things that we're doing, are we spending our time in the right way? I mean, and who is to say what right and wrong is in that sense, even? Okay, so that was just sort of a little rambling before I get started here. I got the King of Wands in reverse. So the King of Wands, to me, is someone that is like stable in their thinking and in their emotions. But when I see this card in reverse, I'm seeing a lot of instability. I'm seeing a lot of ups and downs, a lot of mood swings, a lot of kind of all over the place with emotion, like hot and cold sort of deal. That's what I'm getting from this. And the next card I'm seeing here is 2, 4, 6, 8. The Nine of Rods. Sorry, it doesn't say on the card, so I had to count them. But so the Nine of Rods is sort of like a lot of walls up, a lot of barriers up, a lot of kind of like, I've been hurt, and now I have this protective energy over my heart and of my heart. And that could be you, or that could be the person you're dealing with, or even a little bit of both. So it could be like all of these instances where there's been hurt, and there's been heartache, and there's been someone gets broken. That's sort of like all these walls that are put up more sturdy this time, so that you can try and protect yourself from that hurt. And I think that that's, can be kind of an issue at times, or in a relationship. When it kind of gets to a point of feeling like you both hurt each other, you both tried to compromise, and where do you go from there? So that's what I'm seeing here in the middle of the reading is the Moon, where it's sort of like all this disillusionment, where it's like, is this even real? Like, how long I've put towards this, and sort of, where do I go from here? What are the next steps that I take? Myself as an individual, I'm feeling like I want to focus on this introspective sort of path right now, and I really want to be focused in on what I'm feeling and what I want to do, and the movement that I want to put forward towards what my missions are, and not feeling like I have to carry someone else along with me or convince someone else all the time that I'm doing the right thing for myself. And sorry, I sort of got into talking like it was me, but I sort of just wanted you to understand that that's the energy I'm getting, and it could be your role that is in this, is what I'm assuming. Um, so I'm kind of talking in circles now. Sorry, I got a bit lost there. Um, Here I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of cups. So the 8 of cups to me talks about sort of emotions built up in this sense of, you know, feeling like you give so much, or feeling like I've given so much and I've given so much of myself and of my emotional, energy to this situation. What else is there to do from here? What else can I do for this? I feel like I've put forth so much work. I've put forth so much effort. It's not turning out the way I want it to be, and I'm trying to change things about someone, or trying to change things about people that aren't changing. Um and that's sort of what I'm seeing from the 8 of cups there. And then after that, I have the Ace of Cups, which is just the overflowing of emotion. So there's going to be a big burst, a big fight, a big breakthrough. And that's just what I got from the first few cards that I have for you here. So I'm going to pull some more as clarifiers. And I hope that some of that is resonating with you a little bit. Further messages for Brittany, please. I got one here. Ooh. Further messages on Brittany's situation, please. Okay, we've got some cards here. I'm going to take these. So here I have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this kind of just talks to me about not really feeling like you have the financial stability that you wish you had right now. Sort of feeling like maybe money is one of the things that has kept you in this relationship. It's sort of just feeling like, and I'm not accusing you of anything, of course. I don't like to talk down to people about finances because I struggle with finances so much myself. But this card just sort of talks to me about like sort of this, oh, there's a huge bug right here. Okay, sorry about that. Sort of this unrest or this unbalance when it comes to finances, and feeling like maybe that's something that's keeping you down or keeping you stuck in a situation that you might necessarily not want to be in or wouldn't be in otherwise. And it just might be one of the reasons. Finances. And so trying to get your shit in order, it feels like with this next card, 6 of Pentacles, just feels like you're sort of really working right now on getting your shit together. And I think that's the big theme from your last reading too, is just that you're working on the stuff that you want to work on, and you're doing the things that feel good for you and that are right for you, and working towards your goals. And that is really what's fueling you, and that's what's getting you by. And that's what the Knight of Swords tells me too. This is a fighter. This is someone that doesn't give up, and this is someone that is going forwards, with what they want, and they're ambitious, and they're accurate. They know themselves, and they know what they want to do. And yeah, that's just what I'm getting from here. So after that, I have the 3 of Cups, which talks to me about kind of emotions and sort of third-party situations. And so it could be that the person you're involved with is like wanting to see other people, or has been attracted to other people, or vice versa. You could have found yourself attracted to other people while in your relationship, and or sort of even that sort of stuff, like third-party situations where people involved in a normally monogamous relationship or in a monogamous relationship are experiencing attractions, of course, outside of that, and wondering like, what does that mean? Or what should I do with that? Or is that a reason for me to maybe want to leave this relationship? And that could be something that's fueling it a little bit as well. This is a really good spread of cards that we have for you so far. I'm actually going to show you them all in just a second. After I read this one, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of Swords. And so the 6 of Swords is sort of just building on your new path, sort of on your own, moving forward, kind of with understanding that you need to build a foundation of your own and that feels like your own and that is your own. And your autonomy is this really big theme that I keep hearing about in this reading, which is sort of just like, establishing yourself as yourself and for yourself, and not having to rely on anyone else for your sense of worth, or for your sense of direction. I think that's really important, and it's sort of the feeling that I'm getting, and sort of the feeling that I've had when I did the last reading too. Okay, sorry, I just had to drink some water there. So I wanted to show you these cards real quick. That's your first kind of set. I hope you can see them. Wonderful. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to put these up, and we're going to start drawing some advice cards. My place is kind of messy, so I'm trying to keep that out of the view of the camera. Please excuse me. I've been fucking depressed, let's be honest. I'm not even going to try and front. I've been so fucking depressed with everything going on. I'm trying not to lose faith. I think it's so cool that everyone's coming together and is standing for Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter, because that is really what is important right now. Standing together and fucking defunding the police, honestly, because fuck them. So that's just my thoughts on the whole matter. I think that rioting is perfectly called for at a time like this. You don't fight violence with sunshine and rainbows. Sadly, we have to be violent back in order to show them, like, we're not going to be treated in this way anymore, and we're not going to let you step all over us like that. So it's good. We're in a fucking revolution is what's happening. Okay, so some advice for Brittany with her current love situation and the things that she is going through right now. Ooh, okay, we got some cards here. So for your advice, ooh, okay. I have this 5 of Cups, so this tells me about a loss. This tells me about sort of an emotional, like, just kind of feeling like letting something go and just kind of detaching yourself from it, even though it's sad and there's going to be grieving involved and it's going to be a grieving process. That's sort of the direction that you might be going in or might want to go in. And then I see the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, which sort of just talks about kind of trying to get your groove back, sort of switching back around, doing a 180, another 180, kind of turning all these different ways and sort of resituating and trying to re-understand what your place in the world is. After you make this movement away, or this sort of detachment, this is sort of just talking to me about a balancing act that is sort of upside down right now, is the best way to say it, I guess, based on the card especially. So it's like your normal flow of things is sort of out of whack right now. And so in order to restore balance, I see the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, which just talks to me about, like, taking a loss a little bit. Which these 2 cards are very similar in that sense. They feel like both very much just dark kind of cards that are like, oh, this is really no easy way to say that that this has not gone well and this isn't going well. And so here I see the 3 of Pentacles, which is just sort of talking to me about negotiations and sort of trying to make plans and trying to be as civil as possible, so that you don't create a lot of unrest or a lot of upset. And so it's kind of about, like, being diplomatic. And it really just talks about you can go about this in a way that isn't going to totally cause chaos and isn't going to totally disrupt everything and isn't going to be totally horrible and bitchy and mean. And I think that there's a really like good chance that both parties involved are aware that this relationship isn't really floating the way it once did, and isn't really feeling like it's a natural thing anymore. It sort of like feels like a lot of work to keep up with it anymore. That's sort of what I'm getting. That was a really weird way to shuffle. I don't know why I did that. But the energy right now is just so intense, seriously. I haven't done readings in a couple of days, so getting back in like this, it's definitely been wild. I've had a few readings that I really have needed to get done, and now I'm working on them. And it feels great, but geez, your reading is just... I mean, this portion, especially with the advice cards, were just really intense. It's sort of just like taking a loss, sort of understanding that, you know, I'm not necessarily doing the best I could be doing right now, or, you know, utilizing my time in the best way. And I sort of have maybe been wasting it a little bit. Which I'm not judging you or blaming you. I'm just sort of telling you what the cards are telling me. Okay. Let's get a couple more clarifiers for Brittany here. It's hard. It's hard to give counsel in this way sometimes because it's like, I can't obviously tell you what the right thing for you to do is. I can just sort of ask and try and get these answers, and maybe I'm even, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this reading is going this way, but I'm also thankful that you are willing to listen to this and that you wanted this insight. I think that's really awesome. So I got the Page of Wands in reverse. So it just sort of feels like right now you're having a hard time kind of bringing that reality to the forefront, where it's just like you're so comfortable in what you've been doing and you're kind of so set in this way that it feels like uneasy to you to have to like unsettle that. Like it almost just feels like a burden, and it sort of is in a sense. Like it's going to be work that you have to put in. Let's see here. Yeah, so I do see a lot of struggling, a lot of sort of heartache and kind of pain is what this card tells me. It's like it can keep you up at night, and it can, you know, really bother you and make you sad. And, sorry, my eyes are all itchy. But yeah, this card, I don't know, it bums me out, because it's sort of like, it's just pain you have to feel. It's just sort of like that mourning that you have to do, and there's no getting away from it. It's sort of like just a reminder that we all have to go through these things, and there are these heartbreaks and these, you know, times in our lives and these moments in our lives that are just going to be really, really heartbreaking, and we have to go through those things, and we have to feel those things, and don't be afraid to reach out to friends and reach out to family, and, you know, to find support in those ways, because that's about all we can do sometimes, you know? So that's what this card kind of was telling me. That was a little drawn out message for it. But after I see the Queen of Pentacles, which, what a strong card to get after all of that bullshit. Let me tell you, this is like a really positive omen. And to me, it just feels like you are going to be getting your game right. And you're going to be like setting shit straight. And you're going to be getting all your ducks in a row, per se, or, you know, getting all your shit together, in other words. This just sort of means you're going to be a master of your craft. When you get back in your element after the period of grief and the period of mourning and the, you know, putting in all of that work that you'll need to make these changes in your life that you know when you trust your instincts that you need to make, you're going to get there. and you're already internally on a process of starting to get there, because it starts with that thinking about it. Excuse me. It starts with that thinking about it and sort of mulling it over and sort of kind of weighing your options. And so I think you've definitely been doing that for a while, ruminating on it and sort of trying to understand it from different perspectives and not make a crazy decision. So yeah, those were kind of some of the advice cards and a little bit of clarifiers I got for you. So let's see. A few more messages. Maybe something positive or something Brittany could do to sort of make things a little easier on herself. Or sort of help along the process happen a little more smoothly. I think that's a good ask. Spirit, please tell us. And thank you for your messages and guidance. Ooh. Ooh, okay, we got a card there. So I got the Hanged Man, just upright. So it feels like you feel like you're being persecuted in a sense, or you feel like a lot of blame is being placed on you in a way. Or it sort of feels like almost like a Jesus-y vibe. It's a funny way of saying it, but you're kind of being like hung on the cross, like being crucified. Like it's maybe not fair. Maybe the other party is kind of blaming things on you or kind of making things hard on you. And yeah, I kind of see you as like, I'm not a martyr, but sort of in a sense like a sacrifice. You're sort of gonna maybe have to be like, okay, yeah, you can blame me for these things. That's totally fine if that's what helps you sleep at night. I don't fucking care. At the bottom of the deck here, I see the Chariot, which this message I think wants to be seen because this talks about just having a safe space for yourself, and a safe space in a sense of like physically an environment that is comfortable and suitable for you and where you feel that your energy is safe from other people intruding upon that, and where you have time to yourself and where you feel like you can be yourself. So I think that is what you're headed towards, or what you're dreaming of or wishing you had a little bit more than what you do right now, maybe. I could see that. Or you are actively working on building that and you are cleaning house on the way to get to that. So you're removing things that maybe don't add to that feeling of like safety and comfort and oneness and wholeness with yourself. So that's what I see there from the Chariot and the Hanged Man. Next, I just got these 3 reversals, so this is kind of maybe some more of the struggles that I want to take a look into. So the 4 of Rods in reverse is kind of like the breaking of a tradition, or a breaking of this idea you had in mind that you had to do, or this like milestone or societal kind of celebration, or something like maybe a marriage, for instance. Like maybe if you were planning on getting married and having children, and that's what you wanted to do, and you're realizing that like in reverse here, maybe that's not what's actually going to happen at this time, and I need to accept and kind of change my mind a little bit about where I thought I would be at this point in my life, as far as that union or that kind of sense of stability goes, or even just that traditional, even kind of outdated, kind of monogamous, like traditional patriarchal fucking relationship. Like maybe you don't want that standard kind of thing. Is also something I see here, like a little bit less traditional, is what I get from this. And that talks to me maybe just about where you're at right now. The King of Cups in reverse is sort of just kind of another reminder again, and sort of re-solidifies the thought that right now your emotions are sort of feeling like they're all over the place. Like you're not really knowing. Oh, it's sort of like lost at sea right now. It's sort of like, oh God, I hope a storm doesn't come. You know, I'm out here. I don't know which way to go. I can't really see. It all looks the same in every direction right now, and I don't know what choice to make or what to do. And I see a lot of that vastness in that. And maybe some emotions are starting to spill out, where it's like, you know, seeing this King of Cups, which is normally like a very in control of your emotions and a big offering of love, is spilling over. So it's sort of like the undoing of that almost is what it feels like. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, which I think is again another solidifier of a message from earlier in the reading, which was sort of like taking a financial hit, or like, you know, cutting your losses in a sense. Like maybe some of your material possessions would be compromised in this sort of big change you're making. Say if you wanted to travel, if you wanted to move, or if you wanted to, you know, something like that, you'd have to get rid of some things. And so cleaning house is like this theme. One of the themes that I'm getting throughout this is like clearing out, sort of as the newer age would say, Marie Kondo, you know, if it doesn't bring you joy, fucking get rid of it. So Marie Kondoing the place is kind of what you're doing. Yeah, spring cleaning. It's not spring, but summer cleaning, I guess. Then I got the Magician in reverse, so I need a minute with that one. Yeah, you're feeling like you're not in your full magic right now, in your full potential. You're sort of like, you're feeling upside down. You're feeling a lot of these reversals and reversals and reversals is sort of like take it at face value, you know? You're feeling out of balance right now, and like you want to restore that for yourself. I saw a lot of that with the Chariot, you know, and a lot of feeling stuck and feeling sacrificed, or like you're having to make a lot of sacrifices with the Hanged Man. And here with the Magician in reverse, it just talks to me about a lot of magic that you have and that you possess, but that right now you're not feeling like you're able to use. Which I absolutely feel that, because I have been kind of on that same kick lately. So I hope that you get your magic back and make the choices that you need to make to sort of, you know, connect with your inner self and just be your best self. And whatever sacrifices you have to make and whatever things you have to change to get to that higher purpose and to get to that higher self that you know you are after and that you are moving towards, I say go for it, do it, don't be afraid. Hail Mary, really. I've been saying that a lot in readings, I feel like. Full send, you know, because what else? What else are you gonna do, you know? You gotta go for it in this life. Things you want, things you love, you gotta go for it. And making big sacrifices and making big changes is a really big part of that. Okay, I wanted to get one more message of you for you. Message of you. And I got the King of Swords here. So this is sort of a lot of focus. I think that's what it's going to take right now for you to kind of break on through to the other side, I would say. But it's thoroughly possible, and keep fighting for what you believe in. I really want you to trust your instincts and trust yourself. That's something I've been told to remind you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. And those are all the messages I have for you tonight. So if you have any questions, Brittany, or need to talk about anything, you know where to find me. Okay. Thanks again for your support. Bye.